Tell me, how can I help you?
I wanted to ask about HubSpot, specifically taking an existing email list that's, I don't know, this is sort of third party for me, but they already have an email list. They've added some people to it. I don't know if they've done that the correct way or not. I don't know if they're just throwing people into a list or not. So my main question would be about how to warm up the list. If there's any differences in HubSpot to other platforms. I'm more used to Klaviyo, but I've never dealt with HubSpot before.
The process is pretty much the same on all email platforms. You just want to make sure that if the subscribers haven't double opted in, if they're like a scrape list or something like that, you run them through the activation campaign. And so when you put them put them through the activation campaign, if the client or they haven't sent emails from this domain before, one, you got to make sure that you have all of the authentication set up, which you already know. Two, you want to do the email cadence, right? So on day one, you only send 100 emails. Day two, 200. Day three, 400. Day
Yep.
five, day four, 1,000. Day five, 3,000, and so on. And then you keep doubling from there. And the way to do that is you create the automation in HubSpot, and the automation starts when you add a tag to the contact, and then you add that tag manually. So on day one, you add the tag to 100 people, and then you create a filter for people who don't have the tag. So then on day two, when you open up that filter, you see all the people who don't have the tag. Then on day two, you tag 200 people. On day three, you tag 400 people, and so on. And you keep doing that until you run out of people on the list. That's basically all there is to it.
And you wouldn't use a warm up tool?
No, there's no
No.
need to.
Okay.
In the emails, you want to make sure that you give them every opportunity possible to unsubscribe. So my first email usually is called literally, please unsubscribe. And you give them the unsubscribe link. Hey, we've you getting this email because you opted in or signed up somewhere. If you don't want to hear from us, click here and unsubscribe,
Okay.
and so on. And then in every single email in that campaign, you put the unsubscribe link at the top
Yeah.
somewhere. If you're getting emails from me now, from the
Yeah, I
Nabeel
saw that.
Aziz list,
Yeah.
I recently uploaded my customer list to Berserker Mail, and those people haven't heard from me for a while. And so that's why I'm including the unsubscribe link at the top of every single email, so that if they don't want my emails, they can unsubscribe immediately. And then you do that in every single email for that particular warm-up campaign. You don't have to do it all the time, but when you're warming up, it's just generally a good practice. And anyway, Gmail, I don't know if Outlook and other email services do this, but Gmail will include the unsubscribe link as part of the preview of the email when you open it. It's got its own like unsubscribe link that you can click. That depends on your email service provider, whether they've set up the headers correctly. So that's not something that you can control. But by including the unsubscribe link at the top of every email, or close to the top at least, that gives them an additional opportunity to stop hearing from you rather than clicking spam. And if you do it right, you will get a lot of unsubscribes. That's the point.
All right. Um, and then this is sort of just one more question, sorry. This keeps happening to me where clients are like, oh, we have a list and but it's like they have a cold email list. They just have a list of emails and they want to upload them somewhere. Uh, how do you explain that to clients? Because I've been like, that's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to do.
It's okay, you can still do it. So there, you don't want to use your main email service provider, and you don't want to use your main email sending domain. You want to have another domain, another email service provider, like say an email service provider that isn't too like hardcore about making sure that you're not uploading cold lists, right? So uploading cold scraped lists and things like that is against terms of service of many email service providers. Some people use MailerLite, I think because it's cheap or something like that, or it's easy to upload lists or whatever.
Right.
And you have your separate email domain, okay? And you chuck all those subscribers in there, and then you send them value, right? So like podcasts and articles and things like that.
Okay.
Something that people will be interested to hear from rather than a sales pitch. And in that case, you won't get a lot of pushback because you're actually sending something valuable in the email.
Right.
And that's an easy way to also launch a podcast. If that strategy, you can scrape a ton of cold emails from your target audience. And if you're launching a podcast, you chuck them into MailerLite and warm them up that way. So if you do that right, then you won't get a lot of unsubscribes, and most importantly, you won't get a lot of spam complaints. That's the reason why you're going to use a separate email sending domain, just in case you get a lot of spam complaints. You don't want to ruin the reputation of your main sending domain. So then once you've sent them that value, and then you'll also chuck in a few emails where you can get them to opt into your main list. That's how you get them over to the main email service provider and the ability to show them your actual offers and things like that. So it's sort of like a two-step process where you have to go through a little bit of extra hassle, but that is, I would say, the safest way to do it. If they don't want to do that, then you can still go through the reactivation sequence. So main email service provider, main sending domain, a cold list, and reactivation sequence. And then your first email will be, again, please unsubscribe. But your reason will be, hey, you're getting this email because, like, make up some plausible deniability. Give them a reason. It doesn't have to be a good reason, but give them a reason. You can even make a joke out of it. I know John Bushan, his cold email templates have like, I found your email by, he makes a joke out of it. How did I find your email? Right? So you can say something like, we asked ChatGPT who the best people in XYZ industry are, and they gave us your name. Haha, just kidding. We scraped your list from Apollo. We scraped your email from Apollo. And you can even break the fourth wall there, where you mention, hey, this is actually a code list. If you don't want to hear from us, all good, no problem. Unsubscribe here. You'll never hear from us again.
Okay. What about, I was thinking, because one time I had like, it was like a small list of names. It was only like 100 people. Do you know how they have those you can like share this email with your friend, right? Is that, if I send it, is that, I mean, it's kind of sketchy, but do you know what I mean? If it's a small list of people, will that negatively affect?
It depends on how many spam complaints, how many bounces you get.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you send that to a list of 100 people and you get like 10 spam complaints, it's going to be bad.
Well, I was going to do a couple a day.
That should be fine. As long as you give them the opportunity to say, I don't want these emails from you.
Awesome. Sweet. That's all I got. Thank you, man.
You're welcome. Waisali, what's up, man?
Hey, Nabil. Can you hear me?
How are you? Yes, I can hear you.
I'm good. I'm good, man.
Tell me, bro, how can I help you?
I'm working on I have a client who is a life coach. She is launching a 8-week breakthrough results coaching program starting November. And so she wants to build a wait list for that. Now, she really has a small following on both Facebook and Instagram, less than 100 people. So I'm suggesting to run ads to get people on the wait list. But my specific question is, is it best to have a lead magnet to get people to join the wait list?
So you're saying she has only 100 people across Facebook and Instagram? How many, does she have any
80
email
each.
subscribers? Does she have any email subscribers?
Yes, about less than 100 also. Very cold list.
All right. So in that case, I mean, you can do the ads. Okay. Yes, that would be beneficial because she doesn't have an audience. The main purpose of the ads in this case would be to actually build up a warm audience. She can also still promote organically, of course. On Instagram and Facebook, you would want to rely more on Reels because Reels are getting shown to people who are not your followers. I would also just replicate that process, even if she's not on YouTube, to sort of start doing that on YouTube, just so her stuff can get shown by the algorithm to more people. And your only goal there would be to get people onto the wait list. So how this challenge, is it like a 7-day challenge, or how is this challenge going to be?
It's actually, her program is an 8-week coaching program.
What about the challenge?
There's no challenge.
So she's trying to get people onto the wait list for the 8-week program.
Correct.
So what I would try to do here is, instead of a lead magnet, see if you can do, how much is the 8-week coaching program?
297 US. Sorry.
Oh, Australian. Okay.
Mhm.
You would want to do a smaller version of that program for a lower ticket price. So like a 7-day challenge, where she helps the people who take the challenge achieve a smaller version of that outcome within
Okay.
7 days. You can charge for it, you can not charge for it. Ideally, you want to charge for it, so you're building a list of buyers, and you would sell that for like 27 to 97 in comparison to how much the actual full coaching program is. So I think you can get away with 97. And then you run the ads to that to reels that are promoting that smaller version of the program. If she doesn't have, if she's a little bit shy to charge $97 for the 7-day challenge, you can start off with a $27 kind of thing. And the only purpose of that is to build up the warm audience. Even if they don't buy, you set up the funnel in a way that you get their email address, right? So the landing page will collect their email, and once the email is collected, it'll take them to checkout.
Okay.
Yeah. So the landing page is basically like a sales page,
I get it.
and you will tell them the price on the landing page so that they know that this is actually a paid challenge and not a free one. And then they go to the checkout page, and once they've given you the email, now you can send them a follow-up campaign. So in this case, once they've given you the email, they've expressed buying intent. And so the first campaign you'll send them is probably like an abandoned cart or an abandoned checkout to get them to actually buy the challenge, the $27 challenge. Are you following me? Yeah, the
When
first
they
email
sign up.
campaign. Yeah. So it's ads
Correct.
for the
Yep.
7-day challenge. All right.
Gotcha. Yep.
They come to the landing page or sales page. They give you
Yeah.
their email address. The next page after they give you the email is the checkout for the
Yep.
$27 challenge. Once they give you their email address, until they check out, until they actually buy the $27 challenge, you're sending them the abandoned checkout campaign,
I understand.
right? So because that's the first action you want them to take, is buying that $7 challenge. Then after the $7 challenge, or it's not, sorry, not the $7 challenge, the $27 challenge or the 97, however much you want to price it.
Yep.
You can even go super low ticket and say $7 because it's like
Yeah.
a dollar a day, whatever. You're just trying to get their email address, or whatever works to get their email address. That's all you want, really. Of course, the people who buy will be much more likely to buy the 8-week program, but that is not the main point. And then once you've got their email address, then you're building the wait list up passively, and it's helping you out by subsidizing your advertising costs as well, because you're making money. You would also want to set up your funnel in a way that maximizes average order value. So let's say the challenge is $7, but you have order bumps and upsells and things like that. Yeah. You can do an order bump, which is like, you can do more than one order bump, which is like recipes. One order bump is recipes, one order bump is home workouts, right? Whatever is related to the fitness challenge. I don't know exactly what her business is, but something related to her business. All right. One order bump could be a shopping list, right? That kind of thing. And then the upsell could be a one-on-one consultation, which is a paid consultation, but actually it's a sales call for the 8-week program. So they're actually getting some value out of the consultation, but also because they're paid for it, they're a much highly qualified prospect. And at the end of the consultation, she can say, hey, if you're interested, if you want to work together more closely over a longer period, I have this 8-week program that you might be a good fit for. Is that something that you would be interested in? So now you're collecting from the buyers, $7 for the challenge or 27, however much you want to charge. You'll get the money from the order bumps, $10, $20, whatever. You'll get the money from the upsell, $50 to $200 one-on-one consultation, right? And so you're making potentially $100 AOV. The maximum value of the funnel is like $100, which means you can potentially spend $100 a day on ads, even though for somebody who's new, they will not want to spend that much. Because if you spend $100, if the maximum value of the funnel is 100, then all you need is one person to buy the entire funnel, and you've basically broken even on your ad spend for the entire day, right? So you just want to engineer the funnel in a way that makes it easy for you to spend money on ads, as opposed to ads just advertising the 8-week coaching program, which is going to be very expensive. You'll still have the same sort of cost to acquire the customer, but it's much more scary because she's going to pay $300 to get a booked call, $2,000 to acquire a client, those kinds of prices. And especially with a fitness and a health offer, where the market is very sophisticated and they've pretty much heard everything. You need to come with something very new and very exciting to actually get people interested. So it's going to be hard, which is why you do the 7-day challenge. 1, so that people can get a taste of working with her. 2, so that you can subsidize the ad costs. 3, so that you can get more qualified prospects to book a call.
Thank you, man. That was really, really, really helpful. Yeah. So many options.
It's going to be a lot of work, but
yeah,
pretty much the only way to do it. And especially like the client thinks that, oh, we're just going to build a waitlist and
exactly.
make money for this course. It's not that easy.
That's what I'm seeing now. That she is actually my sister-in-law.
It's not that easy.
So
exactly.
so no, but thank you, man. That's like opened up so many options for
not
me.
only that,
and
that's good. You want to tell her, communicate to her that this is a long-term investment, because while you're spending this money on ads, she's building her audience, and her audience is going to be qualified people rather than random people who follow on social media with no intent to buy, right? So you're going to get some secondary and tertiary benefits of doing this campaign. You'll get followers, you get views on your stuff. One of your reels might accidentally go viral, that kind of thing. So you'll be running the ads, and you'll also want to do just like the daily normal organic content. Focus on the reels, because the reels are going to get shown to people who are not your followers. And you just want to do like one simple reel a day is more than enough, as long as you want to do, instead of doing clips, make sure it's like natural content. Just go out, shoot a reel, that kind of thing. And those two together, the organic and the ads, will work together to make it easy for you to build a wait list.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Hi, Nadine. Good morning.
So yeah, my kids are getting ready for school, so I didn't want to bring the background. Good morning.
That's all right. How can I help you?
Yeah, I plan to join for the afternoon after showing you I built a list of things I want to like. I wouldn't just send one for the value offer, so I plan many emails like us versus them. I went around checking on really good emails, what could be easier and help them sell. And I also saw an email where you ask for surveys, like a kind of survey where you ask the email you send, you ask people what they will want to join in the afternoon, so that I have these emails written for your feedback.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. All right. That's fine. So first thing, your connection is not that great. If you're on a Wi-Fi, I would suggest doing an Ethernet connection. Are you on Wi-Fi or on Ethernet? A wired connection?
We have only Wi-Fi. Yeah.
Okay.
Wi-Fi.
So you want to get one of those Ethernet wires that connects from your router to your computer. So that'll make your connection better on calls. When you're doing client calls and in general, so that the connection isn't cut out. Okay. So that's number one. Okay? That's just general feedback. Number 2, I didn't actually hear a question in there.
I was preparing, maybe I don't think it's procrastination. I went around to check the easy email for them that has value for Martinez, for Alejandro, type of outreach. So
Oh, so I think I understand. So you went
yeah,
and did some research on
yes,
emails that you can send to the prospects for the outreach method,
yes,
and you're telling
yes,
me that you're going to come in the afternoon and you want me to review the emails.
yes.
That's
So
absolutely fine. Yeah, totally, no problem.
I just joined now to check what was going on while waiting for them
Okay, yeah,
to get.
sure, that's fine.
Okay.
But yeah, while you're here, if you have any other questions, I'm happy to answer them for you.
Okay. Yeah. As mentioned, I always have that block that if I send them a pure, like you said, I shouldn't give them much. I shouldn't make it complex by asking them if they will like me, maybe get it designed, because this is another layer of complexity where I have to get the template ready. So the design template ready. And my design is getting better as I've been practicing.
You don't have to send them a finished design for your outreach email. You focus on the copy, and in the Figma,
Okay.
it doesn't even have to be Figma. It could be drawn by hand, literally on a piece of paper, and you send them a photo of it,
Okay.
right? You're
Okay.
sending them just the concept, all right? The main
Okay.
thing that you're gonna focus on is the copy, because that's where you can really add value. We have this product that we're gonna do a guest lecture in November called Copybase, which allows you to do these wireframes in Figma faster. You can use it for landing
Okay.
pages. You can use it for email wireframes, so that you're not sending them finished work. You're sending them the wireframe, and they can see, they can picture in their mind. They can picture in their mind that, okay, this is what the email is going to look like. This is the message that we're sending, and so on and so forth. The other benefit, besides being faster of sending a wireframe, is that they don't come back with feedback on the quality of your design, right? So
Okay.
they don't
Yeah.
feel the need to, because they already know this is a wireframe and it's not a finished design. So like they're not going to nitpick over that. While you're figuring out the Figma stuff, it doesn't have to be in Figma. It could be in a Google Doc or Google Slides with you drawing images. Like you can use the Google Drawing to create the wireframe. You just set the page settings of the slide so that it's longer and not, you can set it to portrait instead of landscape. And then you use the drawings to wireframe out your email, okay? So that you don't have to spend a lot of time in Figma doing a lot of designs. Of course, once you get good at Figma, it'll be very fast for you with Figma.
Okay.
Once you figure out your templates, right? You'll have your
Yeah.
hero section template. You'll have your benefits template, right? And now it's just copy paste, right? And you can do hundreds of these emails in a single day. So maybe that
Yeah.
might be a good exercise for you to figure out the templates.
Yeah.
What are my building blocks of my emails that I can reuse in Figma? I create those building blocks, and now when I put together an email for a prospect, it's just copy paste, and all I have to do is change the copy.
Yeah.
And of course, sending them a Figma makes you stand out more than sending them a Google Slides presentation or a Google Documents or something like that. So there's a perceived benefit or the perceived value of sending them a Figma file because you look like a professional. So we're going to have So we're going to have a guest lecture by Alex Napier Holland. He's a B2B SaaS copywriter. He built this product called Copybase, where he's already built the templates for you. But once you figure out how to use Figma with the templates, once you build your own templates, it's going to be very easy for you. And the main thing is you're not sending finished work. You're not sending finished work. You're sending them concepts. The main thing that you're providing to them is ideas for copy. Because really the copy is just an idea, right? And every piece of copy is an idea, and there are ideas that they haven't thought of. And what you're presenting them, the value you're giving them is the idea. And you give this idea, free of charge, expecting nothing in return. Because you've invested in them before they've invested in you, they're going to be much more likely to reciprocate. That is the essence of the strategy.
Yeah. So I took, instead of one, us versus them, reviews emails from the founder. I also put a simple letter and asking for feedback. That is the email you did in Profitable and Facts. So I saw these emails that are simple. They could easily be sent across. The feedback, I am like, maybe once they go, it's not something with products attached to help them sell, but thinking that once they reply, this is something I'm still trying to see if it will fit in, because it needs somewhere where they could go on the website and maybe buy something from the store. That feedback email the email you sent for one of your clients, the client was like, we've been thinking of what to send you this Black Friday, like what are things you
Yes.
like? Yes, maybe a bundle, maybe. But I noticed at the end, they were just to reply and give an idea of what they wanted. But yeah, they are not going to the website, I assume.
No, but the purpose of that email is only for the reply. There's no links in that.
For the replies, okay.
So the only thing that you want is to get them to reply. In fact, because Black Friday, Cyber Monday is coming up, that could be the email that you sent out to all of your prospects. Yeah, it's October now. They've got more than a month. They're probably working on their BFCM emails already, but your cold outreach could be, hey, I know you're probably already done or getting ready with your Black Friday, Cyber Monday campaigns. I just wanted to send you a quick email you might want to test out as a pre-Black Friday, Cyber Monday hype email to get your list excited about the offers that you're going to promote.
And then I go to show them that I went to the website and proposed some bundles they could have, maybe products, some bundles there or bestsellers then we want to suggest for their list feedback.
Yes, correct. Okay. Yes, the simpler the better.
So, yeah, that's what I was brainstorming or checking the mail. I noticed mail now they put a kind of subscription. You can no longer go back and see what brands were sending last year from October, maybe October. So they request you to upgrade your subscription. But that's fine. I was still able to get a lot from them and really good emails.
You're talking about
They also does. I'm fine. I'm just listening to.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you have any more questions, I'm more than happy to ask them.
Fine.
But
I'm fine.
If you're done, you don't have to stay. Leave if you want to.
Okay.